everyone, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time watching me, welcome. This video is something different. I've been promising this video for quite some time, months and months and months and months. And this is my video of some skincare empties. I've been working on this for a while. These are just empties that I have used in the last, I would say, I've been hanging on to some of these containers for a long time, if I'm being honest. I just want to talk about my second passion in life. Well, I shouldn't say second passion in life. I have always, I'll back it up a little bit. I will first say, first and foremost, I am 41 years old. I am not sponsored by any company. I paid for these products with my own money. I am not an influencer. I'm not sponsored by any business. Like I said, these are my tried and true opinions and reviews of these skincare products. Some hair care, some skincare, not makeup in here, a little bit of just body stuff, deodorants and such. This is just my honest opinion from a nobody who has been doing a skincare routine for 31 years. My mom started me on a skincare routine when I was 10 years old. I started getting pimples early on in my life, and I got cystic acne all over my chin. I will say I don't have any makeup on today. I am filler free, Botox free. Other than a few facials here and there throughout the years and some microdermabrasion, I have not had anything done. No Botox, like I said, although my forehead could use it. I've got my crow's feet starting, no fillers. This is what God gave me. So I thought that was important to say because, you know, there are YouTubers out there and bigger YouTubers, I should say, that, you know, first of all, this is my opinion. I think it's important that I say how old I am and what I've had done to my skin and what I haven't had done to my skin, because I do not watch skincare influencers or even skincare YouTubers, shorts, what have you, on, I don't watch a lot of TikTok, really. I'm not on TikTok, but I do not watch girls, women who are in their early 20s where you really don't need skincare. You need a good moisturizer, a good cleanser for your whole entire life. I do agree with that. But you don't need to be using vitamin C and AHAs and retinol when you're 20 years old. You just don't need it. Your skin is still juicy and fresh, full of collagen, vibrant, etc. I choose to watch skincare influencers or skincare videos that are more my age and women who look like me, that have natural crow's feet and forehead wrinkles and discoloration. You can't tell. I do have mild rosacea. I don't want you to think that I know everything, because I don't. I'm not an esthetician. I just know a lot about skincare and a lot about products. So I wanted to preface this video by saying that these are just my honest opinions and some of my tips I've learned over the thousands of hours I've spent, because it's a passion and a big interest of mine, skincare, aesthetics, and it's even changed the way that I apply my makeup as I've gotten older. With that being said, here we go. I have a shampoo in here that I'll talk about. I just finished this one up a couple days ago, actually. In full transparency too, those of you who watch my channel for my wax and candles and such, I do suffer from trichotillomania. Trichotillomania is a mental health, I don't really even know where it lives on the mental health classification of diseases anymore, but it is a condition that I developed at age 10, ironically, the same year I started my skincare routine, where I would pull out my hair. I do have a bald spot. About this whole entire side of my scalp is bald. If you're interested in me sharing my story, look back about 3 years ago, around this time of year. I did it in the summer of 2022, I think. I shared my story on here. And I now, at 41 years old, I used to be in such shame. I lived in shame, caring about if somebody saw my bald spot, if somebody could see how my part thins. And I actually have changed. I'm going over a little bit farther with my part. I'm experimenting as I'm getting older. My hair is starting to thin in the natural thinning ways, not because I'm pulling it out. I do have periods where I will relapse with my trichotillomania. I also have used to pull out my eyebrows and my eyelashes. So I just wanted you to know that too, because as part of skincare and part of beauty routines, those are all things that go along with the whole package. So this shampoo, might as well start out with the shampoo. Matches my shirt. My shirt looks purple to me on camera, but it's really blue. This is L'Oreal Elvive or Elvive Hyaluron Pure and Hyaluron Plus Pure. And what this is this is for dry ends and oily scalp or roots, which is me to a T. I grew up in Pennsylvania. I was born in Pennsylvania. And then when I was 4 to 5, I moved to South Carolina for my dad's job. We lived in Charleston, well, maybe 40 minutes away from Charleston. It's just the biggest city closest to me. But it was hot and humid. Not as humid as you guys down in Louisiana, Mississippi, and the deep, deep South, but it's humid. It's also humid where I'm from in Pennsylvania. I am no stranger to oil on my skin. I do live here in Utah. I've lived here for 10 years. Not only am I getting older, not only has my skin transitioned from my 20s into my 30s and now into my early 40s, and I'm seeing how my skin is changing and evolving and getting brighter or getting a little bit more dull or getting more wrinkly, or I'm really trying to change my opinion about aging. I am in the midst of a mental journey of my own with aging and getting older and coming to terms with mortality. And part of that is aging, getting older. I never cared really about aging or really even thought about it until I turned 40 last year. And then it hit me like a truck. And now it's something that I am battling the narrative in my head about getting older. And here I am at 41. I know that my collagen stopped being produced at around 30. Definitely at 35 it starts to go down. That's when we start to lose our density and our plumpness in our skin. I suppose I'm lucky in that I still have a little bit of plumpness, but I am noticing a loss of density in my forehead. I will come up here even closer. I know it's hard to see because I have these lights on here, but I do have a nice line here across my forehead. It's easier to see if you see a picture of me without this ring light on. I'm noticing discoloration. I also have an immense amount of sun damage. And why I want to say that is a lot of these products here that I now use in my life, not only, these are all empties in here. And I think if this video is successful, and furthermore, if you want me to do a skincare routine video, or at least maybe not the full, actual me doing the routine, but if you would like me to do a video of the products that I'm currently using in my life, I'm more than happy to do so. I just don't want to do it if this video is going to get 2 viewers and you guys aren't interested. I don't want to waste your time and mine. But just let me know in the comments if you would like me to do that. And why I say that this is good here. I live in Utah. I have thin, fine hair. I have a lot of hair, I do, but I have thin, fine hair. And I find as I'm getting older, I'm becoming more sensitive to dry shampoos. Dry shampoo wasn't a thing when I was a teenager. You used baby powder, if anything. And then you had a big old giant, looked like Casper the Ghost, or you threw flour on yourself because of it sticking to the hair. Dry shampoo has been developed. It's come a long way to the days of today. I'm currently using, I am very sensitive on my scalp with products that I can use on it. Dry shampoo, I have noticed throughout the last 5 or 6 years, makes me itch intensely. And I am just dipping my toe back into the dry shampoo world to try to find one that works for my scalp. Because trust me, there's nothing more distracting than having your scalp itch from something you're using on your hair and you don't know what it is. So I had to go through a whole entire elimination process with the help of my hairstylist, Kaylee, who's been doing my hair for 9 years. I know she knows I have a channel. I don't think she watches it though. She's a busy girl. But she suggested I start with dry shampoo. Don't use it for a while, or look at the ingredients. Try. And it took me almost 8 months to figure out that a lot of the culprits that are in dry shampoo that either make us have volume or make us have nice smell or take away the oils on the scalp. Unfortunately, there's a lot of things in there that can be reactive to our scalp. So you may think, oh, I'll just dry shampoo and get another day out of my hair. Over time, in my experience, in my opinion, I can only give you what I've experienced, that builds up on our scalp, that makes our hair fall out. It can cause a lot of chaos on a molecular level that you're not really thinking about. I found this shampoo, and before this is a clarifying shampoo, and why this is important to use. This has salicylic acid and hyaluronic acid. Salicylic acid, you might know if you have acne or suffered from acne. I was starting to say I had cystic acne. I had acne all over my chin. I was lucky in that I very sparingly had a pimple on my cheeks or my forehead, around my nose. Nothing worse than a pimple right on the edge of your lip. I had a loaded with cystic acne on my chin. And when I got to be an older teenager, I would actually go and have steroid injections into my skin to reduce the size of those cysts because they hurt. And no matter what, the oil production, being a teenager is a mess in all different sorts of ways. But then as I've gotten older, my oil production on my scalp hasn't changed like my skin has. My skin is, I would say, normal to borderline dry depending on the time of year. If you are one that gets facials, or you're one that goes to a dermatologist and they have a Woods lamp is the ultraviolet light that can show where you have your patches of dryness, where most of your skin damage lies, where you have oiliness. A lot of us have skin sun damage on the bridge of our nose and our cheeks because that's the highest part of our face. And a lot of us, look at the sun, we squint, all of these things. And I'm guilty of tanning. I tanned 7 days a week when I was younger. I got dark. I did. And now I'm doing what my mom told me not to do, was lay in the tanning bed as much as I did, and now I'm paying for it, trying to erase the damage. So I'm giving you everything I can think about skincare wise here. Why I wanted to try this shampoo is this is for oily roots and scalp, but dry ends, dehydrated lengths. We all have keratin in our hair. We all have dryness in this. Remember, our hair grows from our root, not down here at the bottom. This is where the oil production is, the scalp. So you can watch a lot of beauty YouTubers. Abby Young is one that I've been following as of late. And she actually is the one that talks about this shampoo. She also talks about Pantene, Volume and Body. It might have changed its name right now. That's another really good one I like. To compare the two, Pantene, I think it's called Pantene Sheer Volume. They changed the name. It was Body and Volume before, and now it's Sheer Volume. Compare the two, I like the Pantene better. Now, Pantene gets a bad rep. It does. And you shouldn't use Pantene every single day because there are silicones and such that build up on the hair. This is not from me. This is me being taught by my hairstylist, who would die if she knew that I used a Pantene product on my hair. But it's a clarifying shampoo. We need to get in there and get the gunk, get the oil, get the buildup, get the dry shampoos, get all that stuff broken down. That's where the salicylic acid, you can't see it, the label there. It's right here. You can't tell all that buildup is there until it's built up so much that you're, digging at your head and stuff. The salicylic acid It does the same thing on the scalp that it does on the face. It kills the bacteria and it breaks down and eats away at those dead skin cells and buildup. It does the same thing on the scalp. And hyaluronic acid, it's not an acid. It's a fatty acid at that, and it absorbs moisture and holds, I think it's 100 or 1,000 times its weight in moisture. I've been using hyaluronic acid on my face for years, and it really, if you need a little extra boost of moisture, whether you're dry all year long or it's in the winter time and the heat is running continuously, if you live in those really cold, frigid states of, Michigan, Minnesota, Alaska, or if you're, up in Canada. I don't know if there's any Canadians that watch my channel, but you guys have just a different type of dryness with more moisture in the air, yes, but a dryness. Here in Utah, we have very low humidity and a lot of arid dryness. So adding a hyaluronic acid to my routine, it does give a little bit of oomph to the hair. I find that this wasn't too moisturizing for my hair. It also was not as clarifying oily wise as the Pantene is. This, I am finding if I don't wash my hair every couple of days, it gets to be too much for me. In fact, when I do my hair and I've got product in it, I have to wash it the next day because it's not good for that stuff to sit and marinate in my hair and my scalp. Those of you that can go 4 and 5 days in between washes, I wish I could. I will never be that person, and that's okay. What I'm learning is some people just cannot train their hair to go 4 and 5 days without shampoo. And that's okay. We're all made different. We all look different. We don't all have to have a cookie cutter. You're not supposed to wash your hair every day. It's bad for you. We don't have to fit into that box. So that's this shampoo. Next thing I want to talk about here, these are just all random products. Okay, that's the only hair product I think I have in here. Skincare, my pride and joy. Skincare. My philosophy is this. My mom started me out with Neutrogena products. Neutrogena has come leaps and bounds from when I first started using it. I use the oil-free acne cleanser that has the bright orange, oil-free, what is it called? I haven't used it in years. That one that they have a grapefruit line now. I've used Neutrogena Deep Clean. I've used everything of Neutrogena. They now have come out with a line. I don't know when this came out, but I have used this this is probably my 3rd bottle that I've used of this. My personal philosophy is this. There are high-end products, there are cheap products, there are dollar store products. If the dollar store budget is your budget for skincare, there's an item in here that's from the dollar store. I am not too bougie for the dollar store. They have some good skincare products if you know what you're looking for and if you know what your active ingredients are. That's my opinion. If you're just starting out into skincare, you don't know if you have sensitive skin or if you are very well educated with your skin, you know what you like, what you don't. I do not put a ton of money into my cleanser. Why? Is because you wash your face. Some people double cleanse. I don't know if I have my balm in here or not. I may or I may not. But when I have my makeup on my face, I don't wear a lot of makeup in the summertime anymore. Excuse me, it's just too hot outside. It was almost 100 today. I don't waste it. I don't like the feeling of heaviness on my skin plus heat. When I wear my makeup, I do use Elemis. I love Elemis. That is the one exception I will make for my skin cleanser if I do have an Elemis cleanser at the time. I use the Elemis Pro Collagen Cleansing Balm. There are tons of different tiers of cleansing balm if you choose to do a double cleanse. I don't double cleanse if I don't have makeup on my face. I don't always wear sunscreen every day if I'm inside the house. If I go outside the house, I make sure to add on my layer of sunscreen. If I don't go outside, I just don't waste that product. You don't have to wear SPF to bed. You don't have to wear it when you're in the house, for the most part. That's what I do. I do not put a lot of money into my face, into my face wash because it's on your skin for seconds and it goes down the drain. It's not on your skin long enough to let that soak in. Now a mask or a treatment or something like that, then start putting your money into it. I like this cleanser right here because I am of the camp. I've used Cetaphil, I've used CeraVe, I've used the cleansers that don't foam. I like a foaming cleanser. I feel like it just cleans my skin better. Maybe it's because we are trained to see suds and think that it's cleaning. You know, it does. I know that it's still cleaning my skin, but I like the feeling of bubbles and the foaming on my skin. Where the problem lied years ago was it was stripped the oils and the ceramides in our skin, which would prematurely age us and make our pH on our skin all wacky and be off balance. And these chemists, which if I had my life to do over again, which we never get to do, and when I was younger I thought I am never going to look back and say I wish I could do anything again. Wrong. Just like I told my mom I'll never drink coffee, it's disgusting. Super wrong with that one. I would be a chemist. I would be a skincare chemist at that, or I would be a nurse. A nurse, I wanted to be a doctor once upon a time ago, but that didn't work. God didn't intend me to be a doctor. He didn't intend me to be a skincare chemist. But these chemists over the years, I'm just in adoration of all these products that are coming out one after another. Just don't even have to get overwhelmed by makeup and hair care and skincare. Focus on one thing that you're interested in and then slowly start adding things into your arsenal. That's what I did. That's how I learned all this stuff over the years. This rinses clean without over drying. You need to find a cleanser that's good for your skin, that doesn't disrupt your pH too much and doesn't disrupt your barrier, your skin barrier. You'll know if you have barrier problems because you'll have discoloration, you'll have redness, you'll have dry patches. You need something that doesn't disrupt the ceramides in the skin either. What I like this one with this one here, this has glycerin in it. This has different types of cleansers that will break down. It has citric acid in it, another thing that I like. I'm not a chemist. I don't know what all of these ingredients do. I just know the ones that are that attract the water to the skin and cleanse well. It removes makeup. It doesn't leave this does not leave my skin. I'm on my third or fourth bottle of this. It doesn't leave my skin dry. It cleans my makeup off after my first cleanse. I do a double cleanse, like I said. I think they come in different sizes. This is the jumbo one. I got this at Target. This I think was $13 or so, but this comes in a smaller bottle. And now I think even Target and Walmart have the generic version. I'm not above generics. I buy generics in my house all the time. We live in that world now. I'm not too bougie for that. Try it if it's in your budget. Give it a try. Don't be afraid to try something new. I know that we are all afraid of change. I know that. It's in our nature. But don't be afraid to try something new. If you don't like it, then that's just one more piece of information that you can add into the book of you, that you know that it doesn't, work for you. This is one that I highly recommend because it doesn't have a fragrance. It's made fragrance-free now. Up here, fragrance-free. I try to stick to products that are paraben-free. Sometimes not always sulfate-free. Sometimes we need a sulfate in our hair to really get the gunk out of our roots. So while in essence the sulfate-free is good, sometimes we do need a sulfate to break down the buildup on the scalp. This one does have sodium lauryl sulfate in it. This is a clear formula. You can't really see it down here at the bottom because I use most of it. But anything that's clear, most of the time is going to have a sulfate in it. That's what I've learned. But this one here, I like. I would repurchase this again. I've purchased that, like I said, a while. Now let's go down to the dollar store. Okay, the dollar store likes to introduce products that are dupes of higher products, not necessarily higher end bougie dollars, but also just like the Ordinary or the Inky List, anything like that. I have found that this line here, the Power line, is exceptional. I really like it. This is a toner. I actually got my mom, who is almost 82, using this. It has alpha hydroxy acid, beta hydroxy acid, tea tree, and niacinamide. Niacinamide helps your skin. I find a lot of people that are still acne prone and a lot of people that are still fighting acne scars benefit from vitamin C's and niacinamides. I use it because it's in this toner and I love it. This helps remove buildup. The AHAs and BHAs are they exfoliate your skin. Tea tree helps absorb the oils, and niacinamide helps brightness, dissolving oil, and smoothing texture. So all of those issues, I have some textural issues around my nose and the chin where our pores are the most active, but I like this in the summer. I finished this bottle up not that long ago. I have several of these. They have a cleanser, they have a bubbling mask that I really love, and they have a moisturizer too. I haven't used the moisturizer because I'm really picky with what moisturizer I use on my skin. I'll get to that. But this toner, it's $1.25. I know the dollar store is cranking up their prices on something, so this might be up to $1.50 now. I don't know. The brand is Beauty Global Care. Once again, all budgets in here. Okay, this next one here is a skin product, and this is from Italy. This is Perlier. This is body cream. This, I have used many of these, and I have several in my collection, and I've got my mom onto this too. This is the Imperial Drops Marvelous Super Nourishing Cream with the Imperial Honey. This is Perlier, made in Italy. This is a beautiful, rich, luxurious with drops of honey, but main key point that got me is it's non-greasy. In the summertime, I put a very light lotion on my skin to keep the moisture intact. I can't wear heavy creams and heavy lotions and oil stuff on my skin in the summertime. Not here in Utah. I feel like I'm sweating and it's already hot enough. So I think a lot of us change to a lighter version in the summer months. This is one, if I need to, I can use in the summer. But this is one I start using in the fall time, so late September when the evenings start getting cool into the early October, and then probably to April, early May. We had a cold May here actually, so I use this for the most part of the year. Why I like the Imperial Honey, the notes of this one, it's made with honey from black bees, and it smells like honey and oriental woods. If you like the smell of honey, this is absolutely beautiful. I buy my Perlier on HSN. The people that own Perlier is a father and mother, Skip and Amanda Scipione, I think their name is. Perlier, they have a whole entire line. I've used a little bit of their line. I don't buy a lot of their other products, but I do treat myself to this. This is a little bit expensive. It's not something I buy all the time, but if you go on HSN, you can get the best deal. I really think they sell this. They might sell this in Sephora. I don't know. I don't think this size is exclusive to HSN. If you watch QVC and HSN, thanks Aunt Marilyn for introducing me to QVC. She's my aunt that passed a couple of years ago that introduced me to the beauty world of QVC. You can get really good deals on skincare products and makeup on those two networks. So that's a little tip from me. But this is one of my favorite body creams I've ever used. Next, let's talk about makeup removal for brushes. You can buy any of the expensive makeup removing brush cleanser, whatever the hell you want to call it. I've used It Cosmetics. I've used I can't remember the names of the brands. The best thing that I have found that cleans my brushes, and some of the girls at Sephora even do the same thing, is baby shampoo. They have since redesigned their bottles, Johnson & Johnson's has, but baby shampoo. What I do is I take my bottle of baby shampoo and I have a bowl and I put my brush. I only clean a couple of brushes at a time because you got to get in there and get those bristles clean. I put a little bit of water down into, I'm talking a little bit, maybe a teaspoon, maybe 2 teaspoons of water down on the bottom, just to get it a little bit emulsified. And then I take a little bit and I squirt on the bristles of the brush and I rub it to town down there and get that working into the bristles. I let that set for a couple of minutes. Let it break down that gunk, especially your foundation brushes, especially your primer brushes, anything that has oil in it or anything that is laying a lot of product down on your skin. Anything really. I find the ones that don't get the dirtiest are the ones that where I put my I put my e.l.f. Halo Glow down on my face first. I don't find that gets a lot because it's just lightly grazing over my skin. But my foundation brushes, definitely. After a few minutes, I fill a little bit more water up. You got to be careful with your brushes. You're not supposed to let them be in water for an extended period of time. However, you got to get them clean. So what I do is if you let them pre-soak without a lot of water, this is just my experience. If you let them pre-soak with this right here, this will remove everything that you need it to. The first couple of times, it's a learning curve. But then once you see it happen right before your eyes, you'll be like, I'm not ever going back. The other product I like to use, but I don't always use it, is Zote Laundry Bar. That works on makeup brushes too. But for right now, I don't need to get that. It's kind of messy. I don't need to get that out. This Johnson Baby shampoo is enough for me in my world. Okay, next, my dermatologist. If you don't have a dermatologist and you live in an area where you have a lot of heavy sun, like I do here in Utah, we actually have the highest per capita percentage of melanoma in the country. That's what my dermatologist told me the last time I was to see him. I am a high risk for melanoma, 1, because I'm pale, and 2, because I have abused the sun. My dermatologist has these little travel bottles to sample that the reps bring for his office. This is the Cetaphil Hydrating Foaming Cream Cleanser. I love this cleanser so much. This was just on sale on Amazon Prime Days. I didn't grab it though because I do not need cleanser for my skin. If you're looking for another one that's similar to CeraVe, similar to Neutrogena, similar to something, but you like a little bit of foam, but you like the gentleness of Cetaphil, I highly, highly, highly endorse this one right here. Endorsed as my own personal. Like I said, I'm not sponsored. This is fantastic. I love this. It foams up beautifully. It doesn't strip my face. It doesn't have a smell. It's great for travel. This little guy right here, I love it. If you do not have a dermatologist and you live in an area that has a high sun exposure, consider going and getting a yearly skin cancer screening. They look from head to toe. You take off your clothes, your undergarments to your comfort level. But if you are one that laid in a tanning bed nude, like a lot of us did, I let them check my whole body because at the end of the day, it would be worth it. Get yourself skin cancer screened. Even if you want to go and just, you don't really even know what a suspicious mole looks like, or you have a patch that itches or something, just, go get screened. I sometimes use tretinoin on my skin, which my dermatologist prescribes me. That's a prescription strength retinol. I do not use it in the summer though, because it will have a lot of reaction with the sun. I just don't do that to myself here since we have very, very, very heavy sun, not a lot of clouds here in the summertime. Tretinoin. The next product I want to use here, I'm just saying it's important to go to your dermatologist to get checked. I personally have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've had five lesions, moles taken off of me. I was in my teen years when I had one off my back and I had one on the side of my torso, and I was born with a mole right up here at my hairline. I had that removed. It wasn't ever going to turn into cancer, but it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I had a lesion taken off my neck, and I had another one. I had one on my bikini line taken off too. So I've had a few things. You never know. Go to the doctor that's trained to look for that stuff. The next product I want to talk about here is a luxury product, but it's one of the best, most gentle exfoliants that I have found. And this is the line of Tatcha. Tatcha is Japanese skincare. Tatcha. I'm very, very proud of my husband, Marty. He and I have been together for almost 15 years, and the man listens to me talk a lot. Does he always hear me? That remains to be seen. But he listens to things that I like and that I think are good products, believe it or not. For my 40th birthday, the man bought me a Tatcha skincare set from Sephora, and it was one of the most personal gifts he's ever bought me, was skincare that he knew I liked because he listened to me talking about how much I've liked this product. I've been using Tatcha off and on for several years. This is one of my favorite products that they make. This is their rice polish. This comes in, I think, 3 or 4 varieties. This is the classic, which was their original. This is one that any skin type can use. This is the one, if you don't know where to start with the classic. Another brand that's sold on QVC. This is also in Sephora, maybe Ulta, I'm not sure, but definitely Sephora. They also have the indigo. It's purple. That is more for sensitive skin types. They have the deep, which is for oilier skin. And then they have, I think they have one more, maybe just 3. Classic, indigo, and deep. They just have 3. I have only used the classic because it's enough for me. And what this is here, this is a foaming enzyme powder. This is made from Japanese rice bran, and how they figured this out was the workers who I think if the story is right, they were making sake, which is rice wine, and in that they have to process rice. And to make a long story short, the workers noticed that their hands were wrinkle-free, beautiful, smooth, and luscious. So they started studying using this in skincare for exfoliation over time to help with a light daily exfoliation. This is not a heavy exfoliant. It's not a chemical exfoliant. It's a physical exfoliant. But if there's any left in here, this is a powder. I think it's all out here, but this, yeah, it's all out. But you can see here, this is a powder. It comes out just like this. This is not nearly enough because this is empty. It comes out as a powder. You only need about half of a teaspoon to a teaspoon. If you do choose to buy this bottle, this spout pours out like a mother. It does. What I find is don't open it up all the way. Let a little bit out. Trial and error. And what you do is you put a little bit of water in with this, emulsify it, and it turns into this rich, luscious, creamy, cloudy, soft cleanser. You just have to rub it on your face all over for 15 seconds or a minute. That's what I do. And your skin is baby smooth. And if you use it every day, it just gets better over time. I am a very big endorser for Tatcha products. I've used their cloud cream, I've used their essence, I've used their eye cream. There's more Tatcha down in here, so we'll get to it. But Tatcha, if you can afford it, it's a little expensive, but if you can afford it, try it out. It's gentle. It is I don't know if it's clean beauty or not, but I know they don't use crap products in their products, crap ingredients in their products. So I try really hard to use clean beauty and non-parabens, but sometimes it's just not possible in our life, in my opinion. Let's stick with the Tatcha. Okay, the next one I want to talk about here, this is part of the kit that Marty bought me for my birthday last year. This is the Matcha Cleanse. This is a travel size. This is their daily clarifying gel cleanser made with Japanese Kyo matcha. Matcha is a type of green tea. This is for oilier skin or where you just want to have a nice sudsy clean to your skin. Maybe you're having a little bit of a little bit of a skin adjustment for a hormonal time of the month, or you're in a hot, sweaty environment, or you just really want to get deep down into the pores and clean. That's what this is good for here. This other purple line, this is the rice wash. This one is beautiful too. This is a soft cream cleanser, a pH neutral cream cleanser that gently purifies while moisturizing. It's dried up now here, but this is a white, creamy, milky cleanser. It's a little thicker, so it's not milky, but you just put a little bit of water in there, emulsify, and this is a nice, rich cleanser. It doesn't disturb the pH. How you know your pH is being disturbed on your skin, if your skin tingles a little bit, the pH is changing. That's what my dermatologist taught me. And I never put two and two together. When I was younger and used Noxzema and Clearasil and all of those acne lines, I thought, why does it tingle? Now I know it's because that product is changing the pH of our skin. If you use a product and it doesn't tingle, I'm talking more toners and astringents and such. If it doesn't tingle, it's not disrupting your pH, which is good and bad. It depends on what you're looking for. The next product I want to talk about is a deodorant. This is not a big box product. This is a small business from Dayton, Ohio. This is an older design, but the company is Scandalous Cosmetics. If you're a viewer of mine who follows my wax and candle journey and such, Scandalous Cosmetics is owned by Stacy Langston from Dayton, Ohio. Her website is bescandalous.com. Scandalous Cosmetics. This is her deodorant. This is natural deodorant. I have been using natural deodorant since January of 2020. Natural deodorant, not antiperspirant, natural deodorant. It has taken me, I've been using Stacy's deodorant for a couple of years. Previous to that, I used Native. This formula blows Native out of the water. I was finding with Native, I was getting BO in the middle of the day. I would have to take my deodorant with me everywhere and reapply. I live in a hot, arid state. I have to apply this in the morning time after my shower, and it lasts the utmost of 24 hours. In the winter time, it lasts longer than that. This is aluminum free and baking soda free. For any of you guys out there that are sensitive to either of those, I use Secret all of my life. I'm a sweater. I am. Secret, especially when they made Secret Outlast, I couldn't find anything better than that. But then I have read more and more and more about aluminum use and potential disrupting the hormone receptors in women and causing breast cancer. So I decided to, COVID was happening. I figured, why the hell not? We don't know what's happening with our world. And guess what? We still don't. But I thought maybe it's time to try to transition to a healthier deodorant. So I did. There is a learning curve. When I say learning curve, your body goes through a learning curve of purging and using a natural deodorant. Now, if you do use a natural deodorant, it's not an antiperspirant. You will sweat, but you will not smell. That is the key. And over time, if you stick through it, I suggest if you're looking to transition to a natural deodorant, do it in the wintertime where it's not really hot. If you choose to transition in the middle of summer, more power to you, honey. But I did it in the wintertime because I don't think I could handle the purging period and your body sweating more, sweating less, adjusting to it. It took about 3 months for me really to notice that things where I used to sweat a lot before, I had started noticing my sweat production reduce after using a natural deodorant. And that's the same for Native. No matter what natural deodorant you start with, I am talking about this one here. One, because Stacy makes a fantastic product, and I have told her time and time again, and I haven't bought anything from her in a minute because I'm overloaded with beauty products over here in my house. But this is the best natural deodorant I've used. I have a ton of it because you never know when someone's going to stop making a product. That day will be sad, but this I love this deodorant. This particular scent is Angel Share. I have had many different scents. I apply this once a day. If I'm going out for the evening and I showered early that morning, I might put a couple fresh swipes underneath, but I don't need to. I just do it. This will last me 90 days, maybe. I'm working on a Beach Nights with Rose scent right now. I opened that up at the 4th of July. Actually, no, not the 4th of July. I opened that up when I came home from Pennsylvania. So the first part of June. I opened it up and I've been using it for a month and it's got a long way to go. So you don't have to apply this all day long. If you are really looking for a natural deodorant and you want to make the change, check out this. She doesn't always have it available though. That's the tough part. Or if you are interested in any sort of natural deodorant, Schmidt's, Lumi, there's a ton out there to choose from now. The sky is the limit with that type of stuff. Next product I want to talk about is number 7. Number 7 is from London. Pretty sure it's from London. Yeah. Number 7 is by the Boots Company. This is the Protect and Perfect Intense Night Cream, suitable for sensitive skin. This can be found at Walmart, Target, and TJ Maxx, believe it or not. This is a night cream. I currently, I think I have, yes, I have two. I have my day cream and my night cream down in here, which I'll talk about. So maybe I'll save this to talk about those 2 creams there. So pardon me. Let's talk about hair. I lied. There's one more hair product in here. This packaging has since changed too. This is the Sexy Hair, Big Sexy Hair Cream to Powder Play. I talked about it in the beginning. I've got a big giant bald spot I have to tend with whenever I need my hair to be somewhat presentable. I'm not a hairstylist. My hair isn't perfect, but I find this is it's a cream. And now listen when I say this. You do not need a lot because you will not like it. It will get greasy. You need a little bit. Emulsify the hell out of your hands. That's what I do. Get it nice and warm. And then you put it in your roots, into the ends. I do it like this too. Of course, this is the type of hair I have. I have this oblong, short in the back, long in the front thing. I've had this for a long time. The long hair days are gone with me because my hair is too thin. I can't have long hair. My cat is in here wanting to say hi. Come on, honey. You want to say hi, sweetheart? So, Miss Poppy is here. This, I find, gives me a little bit of extra oomph in my hair that my texturizer and my hairspray doesn't always provide for me. I don't always use this, but this is a product that I have found just gives me a little extra oomph. You want to say hi, honey? No? Okay. So this is Big Sexy Hair Cream to Powder Play. Next product I want to talk about. Do I have any more hair in here? I don't think so. Here's another Tatcha product. This is the Essence. This is a travel size bottle too. This is a proprietary complex of green tea, algae, and double fermented rice. They use a lot of rice in the Tatcha line because Japan has a lot of rice. They use a lot of rice. They consume it. They use it for beauty products, etc. K-Beauty uses a lot of that type of stuff. This is healthy aging skin. It just gives a little bit of something to the skin. I have another Essence right here, which this was on Amazon Prime Days. There's a whole damn line of this stuff. This I'll talk about next. I don't always use an Essence, especially in the summertime. I use my toner, my skincare treatments, my moisturizer, eye cream, and that's it. In the wintertime, I layer my toners and my essences a little bit more because my skin gets a little drier and needs a little bit more TLC in the wintertime. So the Tatcha, it's expensive. I'll just say that, it's expensive. It is nice. It's beautiful. I have found, though, that there are cheaper alternatives to this technology. Maybe not the rice and all the proprietary stuff that they have, but there are other lines out there like Tier or the line that makes the snail mucin, that line there, that have some of the same end results that this gives you for a little bit cheaper cost. In the wintertime, I use Tier milk toner. I use a lot of rice products on my face, but Tier has a moisturizing toner. I was using that up until March and I stopped for the season change. There is e.l.f. used to make a beautiful essence, a coconut water essence. They don't make it anymore, but I loved that one too. And essence is just something where you want to give a little bit of a moisture boost to your skin without a lot of heaviness. That's my experience with that. Next I have, let's see here. Let's talk about Haru Haru Wonder. This is the Black Rice Hyaluronic Acid Toner. Rice, once again. This is made in Korea. Let me see on the back here. Yes, made in Korea. This was just on Prime Days. They have a cleanser also. That's a soft rice toner, cleanser, whatever you want to call it. It's not a toner, but it's a cleanser. It's the same line. I did not buy this because I have a lot of toners I'm working on right now, and I'm testing out Tier. There's another one. I can't remember the name of it right now that I have that I want to try next. I'm always trying different things. But my bread and butter are products that I don't change from. But toners and cleansers and stuff I jump back and forth with because it's not the actives and the stuff that's actually penetrating into my skin and sustaining, working throughout the day, if that makes sense. This is a little bit, you can't really see the liquid in here, a little bit of a thicker viscosity essence, a little heavier. It's not a gel, it's not goopy, it's very, very smooth. It's hyaluronic acid, basically. This just gives a beautiful burst of moisture to my skin. I changed the way that I apply a toner to my skin, or an essence. I do not use a cotton pad or a cotton wipe anymore. I put it in my hands. I use what God gave me. Put it in my hands and press it into the skin. I press everything into my skin. My eye cream, my skincare, my face cream, my night cream, my neck cream, décolleté. I press it into the skin. You don't think it makes a big difference, but it does. And just get used to it. Give yourself that little bit of massage. You deserve that. Give yourself a little massage. Haru Haru Wonder. This is not expensive, but it's good. We'll leave it at that. This next one here is a product that I've been using for a while. And this is one that's a little expensive, and I will repurchase it. They have since updated the formula, but this is Lancome Advanced Genifique. This is a serum, and I am working on my last bottle of this Advanced Genifique. I think now it's Ultimate Genifique. This has vitamin C, this has retinol, this has a ton of things in it. And what you do with this has a preloaded little dropper here. And the product, when you... Did you hear that click? When you click that, it sucks up enough product that you will need for your skin. This is an expensive product. We don't need to be wasting it trying to put on too much, because with skincare, too much doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to get better faster. It can actually have a counteractive effect. This is under your moisturizer, after your toner, under your moisturizer. This is an essence-like, as in it's thicker, but it's also smooth. I put it all over my skin and my neck, my face and my neck. This helps with brightness, with discoloration, with dry patches, with dark circles under the eyes, with everything. This is a fantastic product. It's expensive, like I said, but you figure out which ones. What are you looking for? Are you looking for brightness? Are you looking for fine lines and wrinkles? Are you looking for moisture, plumping? Are you looking for discoloration or helping discoloration or redness? This has a little bit of everything in it. My skin is so happy when I use this. I use this morning and night. Sometimes I just use it at night. Depends on if I'm running late in the morning. I don't always do my full skin routine. And sometimes I give myself a break a couple of days a week where I don't do my full skincare routine. This I love. I would buy. I'm going to continue to buy that until I can't anymore. Okay. Handful of more products here. I have another body cream I want to talk about here. This is Beekman 1802. This is a big ass tub. This is from HSN. This is their mega size. They don't always have this though. This is in the Vanilla Absolute scent, which is my personal favorite from Beekman 1802. It is Madagascar vanilla. It's not bakery. It's just something extra for vanilla. Okay, where can I start with this? This is goat milk. Now, Beekman 1802 is owned by a husband and husband team. One is a doctor, Brent, I believe is the doctor, and Josh, his husband, is, I don't remember what he did. I think he was in finance or something. They were a couple for a long time. They lived in New York, and the doctor, Brent, well, I think Brent was a doctor. He wanted to get out of practice, and they wanted to move away to a farm. And to make a long story short, this is in Sharon Springs, New York. They met a farmer who he was losing his farm. He couldn't afford. I don't know exactly what time of year this was, whether it was 9/11ish, after 9/11. I don't remember. Forgive me for that. But they bought the farmer's farm, which came with goats. So Josh said, and Brent said, we got to find a way to use the goat milk, the goat products. And Beekman 1802 was born. 1802, I believe, is the year that the farm was established, that they bought, I think. Anyways, I love Beekman 1802. It's clean beauty. It's paraben free. They have a long list of products they have. They have laundry stuff. They have skin care. They have lip care. They have body care. They have feet stuff. They have lip stuff. They have a little bit of colored lip balms. I think they're working on makeup. They have deodorant. They didn't care for me. I broke out in a rash. I tried it. But this and their bar soap are their two best products in my opinion. This is similar to the Perlier in that it's very moisturizing. It's not heavy or greasy. In fact, what Brent says is the pH of goat milk is the same pH as our skin, so our skin recognizes it and soaks it in. When you have that perfect Cinderella cream that isn't too greasy, isn't too sticky, isn't too drying, you think you would put a cream on it, it shouldn't be drying, but sometimes it happens. This is that Cinderella cream. I love this scent. I've had many of their other scents before. I've shared this with friends, family members. My late Aunt Marilyn used to buy me Beekman stuff all the time. She used it. She had sensitive skin. I've used their hand cream, their facial products, their hand salve, their body cream, their soap. They have shampoos. They have hand soaps, everything. It's a perfect company. Check it out. If you haven't heard of them, they are, we are considered neighbors and not customers. So this is 1802, Beekman 1802. Next thing I want to talk about is a little bit of a cheaper skincare line, but fantastic. Remember, non-Boujee here. This is The Ordinary, and this is the lactic acid, 10% high strength lactic acid peel. I find this one here, if I might be honest here, I have the name brand, and I have the one that is a pretty much dupe for it. This is the name brand, Sunday Riley Good Genes. I know Sunday Riley had a controversy a few years back. This is lactic acid. This is a all-in-one lactic acid treatment that deeply exfoliates to clarify, radiance, and younger-looking skin, visibly brightens the appearance of dark spots, instantly plumps the look of fine lines and wrinkles. It helps with exfoliating dull, pore clogging dead skin cells. It works with, it naturally radiates, boosting, it works together with naturally radiance boosting licorice. The super concentrated treatment reduces the looks of dark spots, age spots, and discolorations for brighter, more even toned skin. This is expensive, but I will tell you, I use this at night. Not every night, probably 5 nights a week. My skin is more radiant. My skin within 90 seconds of putting this on my skin, even though I use it at night. I use it at night. I use my heavier actives at night. You can use it during the day, sure, but you've got to make sure you protect with a sufficient amount of sunscreen, meaning the number of sunscreen, not necessarily putting a whole entire cup's worth on your face, just the number, the protection level. I use this at night. This helps my skin stay soft. My fine lines and wrinkles have diminished. I don't have the eye cream I'm using in here at the moment, but I have an eye cream that I also endorse too. This is one of my favorite. These two right here are my favorite. I have vitamin C too that I use. I don't have that in here right now because it's not empty. but good jeans. This is a travel size bottle. This lasted me a long time. The directions say 2 pumps. 2 pumps is too much for the face. Unless you want to take that baby down your neck and chest every night, go for it. I sometimes do, I sometimes don't, because I treat my neck and my chest. Ladies, if you have sun damage, don't forget your neck. Don't forget and neglect your neck and your chest. My mama taught me that when I was 10, because you look at women who are in the public eye and you see their face is tighter than hell from facelifts, but their neck looks old because sometimes the neck has been neglected. Take it down the neck and the chest. Go for it. Why not? It's all aging. Our skin is all aging. Just because we treat our skin on our face a certain way doesn't mean our neck and our chest, which we look at when we look from person to person, should be neglected. That's my opinion. So this is good jeans. I love good jeans. Miss Poppy is leaving the room. This is fantastic. I love this. I will always have this. It's good. Now, a cheaper dupe, in my opinion, or one that doesn't quite give as much immediate radiance, but still does the proper exfoliation and the softening factor, is this Ordinary lactic acid. I don't remember how much this is. It's 11, 16. Their pricing is strange with the Ordinary. This is not expensive. I've used this whole bottle. I have another one, but I have that one too. I have a lot of the Ordinary too. The Ordinary, they have it at Sephora, they have it at Ulta, they have it on Amazon, and theordinary.com. I really like this. If you want something, using something's better than nothing, in my opinion. Use this. It comes out in a dropper because they're proprietary lab. They're sticking with the lab aesthetic. This comes out in a dropper, and you just do a couple of drops in your hand. I do about 4 or 5. Enough. You'll learn, trial and error, what's enough for your skin, what's not enough for your skin. Yeah. Next, another one I want to talk about here. This is CEO from Sunday Riley. Pardon the spill on that. This was a sample I got in, I don't remember where I got this one, but if you need a brightening or a acid, vitamin C is an acid, ascorbic acid, that works on discoloration, or if you're getting liver spots or age spots or anything on your skin from sun damage, vitamin C helps brighten that up over time. I like CEO, and I like the CEO Glow, which is their oil, but the one I really like a lot is True Skin, I think it is. You can get it on Amazon, you can get it at Walmart, comes in different sizes. That's my favorite because it's not straight vitamin C. Sometimes you can't use straight vitamin C, it'll burn your skin. But Sunday Riley is actually a lady, her name is Sunday Riley, and she's a chemist. So she knows this on a molecular level. This is 15% vitamin C brightening serum. This does a good job. I like this. I would buy this, but I don't need to because I have a vitamin C serum that a little goes a long way. So there's that guy. This next one here, I'm just going to briefly talk about. I got this in a beauty bag years ago. This is You Beauty. This is even out of my price range. I think this is their resurfacing compound. I really think this is a full size. This is a couple of $100 if I'm not mistaken. This has lactic acid. This is made in Italy. This has lactic acid. It's got everything that's going to work on textural problems and just help with fine lines and wrinkles and just going and working in your pores. I liked this a lot, but it's a little bit out of my price range. But this is You Beauty, made in Italy. Yes, they have this at, I don't know where they sell this because I frankly haven't looked for it. Same reason why my favorite eye cream ever is by a brand called Amore Pacific, and it's about $300 a jar, which that's a little out of my price range at the moment. Got to get some things paid down in my life, and then maybe I'll treat myself to my $300 eye cream, and then my husband will file for divorce because he'll think I've lost my mind. So, I'm just kidding. I've been using an eye cream for 3 years now, consistently. Love my eye cream. Let's talk about the eye cream. This is Elemis. I'm getting ready to talk about Elemis. Elemis is a brand from England, from London. Elemis is used on a lot of cruise ships, but it's also used almost everywhere in London, in the UK. If you're into ASMR by chance and you watch any sort of British ASMR artists, a lot of them use Elemis. Elemis is a proprietary brand. It's a little high-end. But when you find something that works for you and is your holy grail product, your desert island product, your I can't imagine my life without this product, you invest in it, you buy it. And that's me in Elemis with my day cream, my night cream, sometimes my eye cream, my makeup melting balm, and I have a few other things. They have a resurfacing line. They've got vitamin C. They have a nothing wrong with your skin, but you just need to clean it for younger people line. I like their Pro Collagen. I'm all into the plumping effect. This is their Pro Collagen Vitality Eye Cream. Find this on QVC or on Elemis or other higher end retailers like that. The one downside to this, it has a little bit of a strange odor to it. But once you put it around your eyes, it dissipates. It's not terrible, but it's not an attractive fragrance. They use a lot of algae, seaweed, a lot of proprietary anti-aging molecules that are found in marine life, in plants and such. I liked this. The one thing I do like about this line is you can use it globally, all around your eye. I have hooded eyes. Over the river and through the hood, my favorite makeup artist, Erica Taylor, says when I do my eyeshadow. Over the river and through the hood. I have hooded eyes. This you can use on the hood. Some eye creams have too much in them. You can only use them under the eye. I like an eye cream where I can put it up on my brow bone. I can put it all around my eyelid. I like that. I need that. I have hooded eyes. I'm going to have the eyelid lift one day. Just is what it is. I look like my dad. I have my dad's eyes. This is luxurious. It's creamy. It's silky. It helps with puffiness, with dark circles under the eyes, with radiance. But the main thing I liked was I really noticed a lift in my hooded eyes. I did. Right now I am using actually my Lancome Genifique. I'm using the eye cream of Genifique. And I like it. I like it. If you want a little tip, if you like Lancome, buy on Lancome's website, but wait until Black Friday time or around Thanksgiving. Stuff goes on sale cheaply, and that's when I stock up on my stuff. Makeup too. My foundation I use on my skin is Lancome, and I use several Lancome products. That's what my mom taught me on, so old habits die hard, I guess. Speaking of makeup, I have a couple more products here. This is if you have oily skin, this is Urban Decay All Nighter. This is a makeup setting spray. It's a mist. It's got a little bit left in here, so I'll give it a spray here, as you can see. Maybe you can see. You do your makeup and then spray it all over your skin. I'm currently using Milani makeup setting spray, which I love. That's from drugstore. I used this all through my youth, my teen years, my college years, my 20s when my skin was oily as hell. This keeps your makeup in place and helps your makeup from melting off. I like this, but I like the Milani a little bit better, honestly. It's wonderful for my skin. But I had to talk about this because I did use this most of my makeup wearing years. Okay, these are Stella and Grace eye mask, excuse me, not eye patches. It goes under your eyes, up around the crow's feet area, just to give a little bit of bump of moisture. I'm bad and I don't always wear eye masks, but sometimes in the morning, if I think about it, before I finish my skincare and I start working, I will put an eye mask on. If you watch any of the Real Housewives, they love to put on their eye masks in the morning time and act all glamorous. That's not me in this house. I put them on, let them do their business, because they will slide down your face if you try to do too much with them on. These I like. They're affordable. They're cheap. They're always on Prime Day on Amazon. Okay, so my last two products. This is Miss Elemis Pro Collagen Marine Cream. This has Pavina pavonica. I think that's the Padina pavonica is the algae. So this line here is a line that uses marine products. You might have heard of La Mer. La Mer is also a high, way out of my reach skincare line that uses algae. And the scientist, chemist, whoever behind this also likes to scuba dive. And he was scuba diving around a shipwreck. And he noticed that there was algae growing. And he somehow noticed that underneath the algae, either the metal or the wood was perfectly preserved. This was decades ago. It's taken decades to figure this out and figure out how to put that algae into skincare. Hence, Padina pavonica is the algae that's used in this to help firming and to help keep the plumpness and the collagen into the skin. That's not me saying that. That's this company. I've been buying this. I've been using this and its night cream component for the last 5 years. I do not change very much from these two right here. I will sometimes, if I am out of town, I don't always want to dip down in here and take a big old scoop out of this. I don't always want to do that. So I don't have any travel sizes of my Elemis right now. So I will use Olay when I go out of town, either Olay Complete or Olay Beauty Fluid, because I mean, Olay, I used Olay for years before I made enough money to start buying more expensive products. Nothing above Olay. I love Olay. If that's your price range, Olay Complete, Equate has he's an equal. There's just as good too. I like those a lot too. But this is my day cream. They also have an SPF version, and then they have an extra rich version for those of us that want a little bit extra moisture. This is a little expensive. It is, but if you shop on QVC, it's a little bit cheaper. So this is non-greasy. It has a little bit of a spa-like fragrance, but it dissipates very, very quickly. It is not oily. I do not have it on my skin today. I actually put my Olay on because just depends on the day. I said I use Olay when I go out of the house, and then you know what I mean. Hey, I can do what I want. I have a lot of products in my house here. Just being honest with you guys. The SPF version I have over there in my bathroom right now is equivalent to the non-SPF version. It doesn't have, SPF is very hard to put into skincare that doesn't have a white cast or doesn't have that feeling of heaviness on your skin. And that is one thing that this company studied extensively for years and years and years, is how to offer an SPF product. The efficacy of this moisturizer doesn't change. You don't even know there's a SPF in the cream. But like I said earlier, I use my Olay when I don't leave the house. If I have to just run out and do an errand, sometimes I'll just throw Olay on my skin. Sometimes I forget to put my moisturizer on if I'm busy. I've been busy the last couple of weeks during the day. But anyways, 6 out of 7 days of the week, I wear my Elemis Pro Collagen Marine Cream. Its night cream component is the hydrating night cream. This has Padina pavonica in it too. This also has ginkgo biloba, if anybody's interested. Pro Collagen Night Cream. I love this. This is a little bit thicker. You could even wear this during the day if you're so inclined. Just because it says it's a night cream, it's a little heavier. But when I get up in the morning, my skin is so smooth. It's not greasy or heavy. The other night cream that I sometimes use in the wintertime is L'Oreal Midnight Cream. It is beautiful and luxurious. My next batch of empties that I will do whenever I get to it, I'll talk about that one, I think, too. But this is Elemis Nighttime Cream. And then the other nighttime cream that I use periodically is this Boots Protect and Perfect Intense. This is the one you can get at Walmart, Target, or TJ Maxx. This I love. It has kind of the same viscosity as the night cream does. but it doesn't have the algae and the proprietary products in it. This just has, I don't even know what the active ingredients in this guy is, but I like Boots. Princess Kate uses a lot of Boots and number 7. So, hey, she's beautiful and lovely and around my age. And I look at women like that. You know, I'm not, like I said earlier, I don't compare myself to 25-year-olds because I'm not 25 anymore. So, okay, that's the end of this video. If anybody made it this far, thanks so much for watching me. I will have a, either if you guys let me know if you want me to do my current skincare. I kind of told you along the way things that I use here and there, but I'm more than willing to do a follow-up video, and then I will do some more empties down the road. So thanks everyone. Have a good evening.